Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It's lovely to see you all again as always. Now, it's a very warm, a very humid and a very mild night tonight, guys. And that could be the reason as to what's been going on in Leeds over the last, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours. Now, in case you've been living under a rock for that time and you're not quite sure what's been going on in Leeds, to put it bluntly, guys, there has been riots ensuing within Leeds. Now, we're not talking just a couple of beer bottles here being broken or a few, I don't know, milk bottles being smashed, a few fisticuffs. We're talking full-on riots. Now, the reason this started is, now, this information is coming directly from Maya Tusi's YouTube channel. I've just come off the back of 2 of his live shows about this, so I'm just relaying what I've heard him say, because you won't get this off the mainstream media, as you're well aware. Now, what kicked this off originally was apparently some baby got thrown out of a house window and the other children within that house were taken away by social services. Some arrests were made and the locals didn't take too kindly to this, but I think that was just used as an excuse to kick the living shit out of the area that they're in personally. Now, what's been going on is I've got a small video here just to give you a little bit of context before I move on. Take a quick look, guys.
Yeah, man. Let me say, welcome to the live.
So yeah, that's what we're dealing with basically. Rocks being thrown, people shouting and swearing on camera, hardly speaking a word of fucking English, surprise, surprise. We have had police cars being turned over, we have had double-decker buses being burnt to a crisp, we have had white indigenous people of Leeds being told to leave the area, being mocked, being abused, not welcome in the area because it's a no-go area. Can you cast your minds back when politicians were saying that the very idea of having no-go areas in this country was a far-right conspiracy theory, something to be ignored because they don't exist? Well, this shits on that theory, doesn't it? I've known for a long time, and I'm pretty sure you have as well, that no-go areas no-go areas have been a part of this country for a long time now, within the likes of Bradford, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, Yorkshire, them sort of places. They are very real, I'm telling you now, because the riot is in one at the moment. Now, let me ask you this, guys. What sort of police response would you expect from, well, an event such as this? Would you expect the police to turn up in riot gear, riot shields, turn up in riot vans, horses, batons, pepper spray, that sort of a thing? Or would you expect them to scarper with the tail between the legs as quick as their fucking legs could carry them? Well, that's exactly what happened. They turned up in their riot vans, they pulled over for a little bit, they were getting rocks thrown at them, they all got back into the van and whoosh, gone. Poof, just gone. Now, is that the sort of policing you'd expect? Or is that the sort of policing you'd expect to protect you from these thugs and these mindless wankers? No. Now, let's spin this round completely on its head, 180. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that 150 to 200, maybe 250 white, indigenous, British football fans were doing the exact same, say after Leeds lost at Ellen Road to Huddersfield or something, and they were smashing the living fuck out of the city centre. Would you expect the police to turn up in the vans, get a couple of beer bottles thrown at them, and then scarper? Just poof, gone, like the Roadrunner? Or would you expect batons, CS gas, riot gear, police horses, that sort of a thing? Yeah, the latter. Why? Because they're white. British, of course. As Tommy Robinson has said for a long time now, we are suffering in this country with a 2-tier policing system. If you are not indigenous to this country, if you came here within the last 5-10 years via some dinghy or some other legal route and you commit a crime, more or less you're going to get treated with kid gloves. You won't get a caution, you won't get any community service, you probably get a slap on the wrist. That's about it. But if you're someone like me, or you, or Tommy, or some football fans, you'll get the harshest punishment within the law of the land. You'll get leathered, something rotten. This is why the public trust in the police at the minute is through the fucking floor. It is dismal. People don't go to the police for their own problems anymore. They do it themselves, or they form some sort of like vigilante group and deal with themselves because they can't be trusted. Now, I've got to say, guys, this cannot be allowed to go on. This isn't just an isolated incident. This has been going on for a long time now. A certain demographic of people committing crimes almost on a daily basis, treating our country like absolute shit with discontent, even though we've given them safety and a house and money and jobs and everything else that we wipe their ass with, a healthcare system. They don't give one solitary shit. They don't care what we stand for. They don't care about our laws. They don't care about us as a people. We are nothing to them. We're like they've stepped in dog shit and they just wiped it off with a stick or something. That's all we are to them, and this cannot go on. But who's going to stop it? Our fearless leader, Keir Starmer, who hasn't said one single peep at the time of recording about this riot over in Leeds. All he has been banging on about on his Twitter feed for the last 24 hours is closer ties to the fucking EU. I mean, what a cowardly, spineless, moronic man he really is. We've got 5 fucking years of these people, guys. 5 years. 5 more years of mass immigration, 5 more years of mass illegal migration. People are going to be coming over by the ferry load. Never mind the dinghy load. This is getting out of hand. This is getting ridiculous. The right needs to unite. It needs to come together, stop breaking off into little subsections, and we need to form a resistance. This cannot be allowed to continue, because believe me, if it does carry on to continue, we will sink as a society, as a people, and as a country. We will turn into Iran or Bangladesh or somewhere like that. You've seen the memes, them AI photos of like London Bridge being strewn in rubbish and people in burqas and shit like that. That's not make believe. That's over this. That's in our future. If what carries on now carries on, we are finished. We need to come together, we need to unite, and we need to show resistance. We need to show them we are not going to accept our country being treated like shit any longer. This stops. Because I tell you what, the government will not do a fucking thing, because it's not right for diversity. It's not right for inclusion. It's not right for inclusivity and all these other fucking fancy bouncy words that I'm sick to death of fucking hearing. Scrub them out of the English language. You don't need them. They are nothing but trouble. Something needs to happen here, guys. Yvette Cooper, throw a go. Home Secretary, not a dicky bird. She'll have to say something, because police cars are being burnt and public services are being trashed. She needs to say something. She needs to grow a backbone and condemn these fucking people, these Islamists, these Romanians, these Bulgarians, these pikeys. These people who should not be here. Get the army in, a mass expulsion of people with a firm fucking hand, an iron fist. We need to be shown that we mean business, not be a fucking soft touch and a walkover. Like a walk. We used to have one of the largest empires the world has ever seen, and now look at us. We're like a fish out of water. We are fucked. So yeah, I'm sorry to drone on, guys. It's upset me, it really has. Seeing these videos from Maya Tusi's YouTube channel with just the complete disdain for who we are and our very country. That bloke getting abused simply for being white, simply for being local, being told to leave the area because it's a no-go area. You're not allowed in there. This is England, not Pakistan, not Bangladesh, not Iraq, not Syria. This needs to end. Otherwise, we are fucked. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. Please do let me know in the comments what you think. Oh Christ, what's coming next? I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.